Ex-boxer Tony Bellew has admitted he flirted with a life of crime and believes he would have ended up in prison if boxing didn't give him a career. The 41-year-old has seemed like a big softy in camp, but in the past he admits turning to unsavory things to earn cash. One night in particular he felt an urge to run over a policeman after he was inside a car with a package containing something we really shouldn't have with us. Thankfully he was talked out of the idea, which he admits would have smashed to pieces the career he was building in the ring. In an extraordinary story from shortly before he went pro as a boxer, Tony said, "We're in a B&Q car park. It's not long after 7 p.m. a minute ago, everything was almost completely dark. The only light came from the sickly glow cast by a nearby street light. But now everything is bathed in luminous blue," he said. "I hear the thud the police car door makes as it opens, then watch in the mirror as the busy, slang for policeman, walks, as if in slow motion, towards our car. It's me and a mate, and somewhere inside the car is a package containing something we really shouldn't have with us. Fug, F. My breaths are coming in short anxious gasps now. Everything is going really well in my boxing career. People are even starting to recognize me now. But if that busy finds the package, and I can't see how he won't, then everything is going to come crumbling down very effing quickly." The guy reaches us and puts a heavy hand on the car's roof. "Fug, F. This is not supposed to be happening. I don't know where the idea comes from, but suddenly everything inside me is telling me that my only option is to run the busy over and then get the F out of there as quickly as we can." The car is in neutral and my hand hovers over the gear stick, ready to put it in first. I start revving the engine. My mate looks across, his eyes full of panic. He can tell what I'm considering. He implores me, "Don't do it. We're going to get nicked and we're going to go to jail." I can't have that. I can't have that. He's banging the dashboard and screaming now because he's realized that I'm still thinking about doing something insane. "Don't do it. Don't do it. I'll take the blame, I'll tell them it's all mine." He leans over and turns the engine off. Immediately, the spell that's been cast over me is broken. As quickly and mysteriously as it had come, that impulse disappears from my brain. It probably doesn't matter whether it was my mate yelling in my face or some deep-seated instinct for self-preservation. The fact is that my hands move away from the gear stick and my body relaxes. The tension in the car slackens and we watch anxiously as the busy meticulously searches the car and, in another weird turn of events on this very effing weird evening, fails to find anything. Tony, now winning new fans with his humor in the jungle, admits he has been lucky in life. After this incident he went on to become a world champion at cruiserweight and earn millions fighting, and beating, heavyweight David Haye twice. But Tony said, "I'm not perfect. My time on this earth has been full of effing dumb choices. I've done stupid things. I've done dangerous things. So if you think that there's something strange about me sitting here, telling you that you have to live your life right, then it's only because I know how easily everything could have gone very, very wrong. I've made those mistakes and I don't want anyone to have to repeat them." Father of four, Tony also said in his autobiography he often thinks of the kids he played on the estate with and how things could have been so different for him, being dead or in prison instead of an ex-world champion and now in the jungle. He said, "I think about how their fate could have been mine. I wouldn't have needed to take too many more wrong turns or make too many more mistakes. One of those boys has been done for murder. Another went on to become a gangland assassin with a big number of bodies to his name. He is now doing life. Some have been shot dead. It didn't need to be like that, he said. Things could have been so different for me. Those margins are so fine. When still an amateur boxer, Tony admits he did dodgy things to make money. This follows his admission in the jungle he was skinned until he became world champion, but his wife Rachel didn't realize their financial situation. He added, "Rachel had had our first son, Corey, and I wanted to be able to provide for him. I'd promised her that after she'd had the baby, she'd never have to work again. The problem was that there were so many easier ways of making money than boxing. I could make a bit extra doing work with some trusted family members, but I also had friends who were out on the street making proper cash. So, little by little, I found that I was doing unsavory things to earn money. That's how I ended up in that car. That's how I ended up within seconds of smashing to pieces everything I'd built up to that point," he said. Everyone has moments in their life when they can see two very different routes opening up before them. That night was one of them for me. When you're a kid, your heroes should be doctors, lawyers and nurses, but nobody like that lived around us. The people we did see, driving around in boss cars, wearing gold chains and Rolexes, were drug dealers. It was much easier for us to idolize them than surgeons, because we knew them." Tony, who turned 41 this week, also says he struggled to control his anger as a youngster and would get into fights outside the ring. Viewers have witnessed him having to take deep breaths when getting annoyed in camp when Fred lost the stock cubes or Sam slapped his forehead to splat a mosquito. In his book Tony writes, "Boxing gave that rage a home. It meant that the anger that might have destroyed my life could be diverted into a passion that helped me to build an existence for my family that otherwise would never have been possible." Everybody Has a Plan Until They Get Punched in the Face by Tony Bellew is published by 7 Dials and out now. Follow Mirror Celebs on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads.